Oh the fuck.
C'est sûr que t'es prête, finalement?
C'est pas ma journée aujourd'hui.
Bonjour!
Bonjour!
On va dire que t'es gaffeuse aujourd'hui.
Regarde, j'ai renversé ma cuillère aujourd'hui, puis en allant
Ah.
amener ma tasse sur l'îlot pour mettre du lait dedans, j'avance vers le frigo, puis ma tasse, je la penche un peu, fait qu'il y a une couple de gouttes qui tombent à terre.
Wow!
What the fuck?
Wow!
C'est pas ma journée.
Non, effectivement. Fait que j'ai tweaké un peu au niveau graphique, puis on va espérer que ça se tutoiera plus partout maintenant, mais j'essaie de trouver pour Dvoot, vu
Ouais?
que nous, il stutterait super gros. Puis il y avait comme pas de choses spécifiques sur lui, là, il parlait juste des gens des stutters en général dans le jeu. Puis basically, il y avait comme pas vraiment de fixe.
Ah, ok.
Je me souviens pas pourtant qu'il stutterait le même avant, mais bon.
Je me souviens pas non plus, mais...
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
Il y a pas de pas, pourtant. Il y en a une là. Est-ce que je vais pas y aller si c'est juste ici que je peux embarquer?
L'autre bord?
Il y a pas de marche à l'autre bord.
Euh...
Non, pas ici. J'ai baissé un petit peu le son aussi parce que je trouvais que nos voix étaient étouffées, moi,
Speak to me,
personnellement.
Druth.
Ah, ok.
Tell me a story.
Senua,
D'où
listen.
la tienne.
I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Si jamais c'est pas assez fort le son, maintenant par exemple, tu me le diras.
Ouais, non, c'est parfait.
Je veux vous avez pas avancé au cas que ça coupait.
C'est ce que j'ai pensé, c'est une très bonne idée.
Après moi, c'est voulu qu'il joue le temps que tu bouges, mais je vais pas prendre de chance. Ok. Mais encore. Ben, il faut réapparaître la branche ici. Me no likey, no likey.
C'est bien passé, voyons.
Ok.
Broken. The gate is open. Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
Surprise.
I'm still here.
Note, note.
Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
and she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you. I see you now. You led me to the wilds. You trapped me there. Defend yourself.
Il veut quoi?
Quoi que tu veux ton focus dessus.
Bon, ben, je vais regarder s'il fait revenir d'autres petits ennemis.
Ah, ok.
Hurt this blood.
Nice.
Nice!
Oops. Juste une, mais au moins une.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I?
Woo!
It was an illusion.
C'est-tu vraiment fini? ou-
But not this time!
Non, c'était juste une vision encore, je pense que oui.
The mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for Truth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
Oh, very nice. First try.
Yep, good job. Il y a juste une fois que ta vie a pas mal baissé.
Mais ouais. Détail. Si tu vas là, je suis censée d'aller? Non, sûrement pas. Ah, ça, c'est où est-ce que je suis entrée, en fait. Ouais, on commence, on s'en allait vers là. Là, voici, il y avait des pilons encore, mais...
Place qu'on est déjà allé.
Fait que... graphique, son...
Parfait.
When she was younger, she would lay in the grass and stare at
J'ai
the
pas de
clouds.
tuteur. Oh.
And there she saw them. Elusive. Shifting faces. After a while, she could see the faces everywhere. The trees. The mountains. Caves.
Sont-ils en train de donner un indice pour les faces comme qu'on a vu dans la chute?
Probablement.
Je sais pas, là, on va dans la montagne là. On en a dans les arbres là. Sa première était quand même visible, mais j'ai l'impression qu'ils vont pas être nécessairement tous visibles de même.
Il me semble que c'était pas autant d'illusions que ça, mais je suis pas certaine. Là.
Moi, c'est un peu dans ce qu'il y en avait. Je ne vois pas ces arbres non plus vite de même. C'est encore dans le monde des visios.
Désolée.
Merci. C'était blurry, comme quand on était dans le monde des visions de Valraven.
Ok. Fait qu'il y en aurait une, mais elle est tellement évidente que... Si tu la manques, ça m'étonnerait.
Dans la section de Valraven?
Ouais, c'est après que t'aies defeated Valravan. Genre que tu continues.
Ok.
After a ladder.
I wonder. Can you see the faces too? They're there. If you look for them.
Oh, ouais. C'est un petit peu difficile à manquer, effectivement.
Senua, you have the sight. Mother. Just like I do. Once you can see into the underworld. The underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you.
Did you see her? That was her mother, Galina. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother. Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over her. She misses her so much.
Elle était effectivement pas mal difficile à manquer. Je sais que je peux être blind des fois des choses qui sont directes devant moi, là, comme les os dans Phasmophobia. Je suis contente de ne pas l'avoir manqué.
Il y en a pas tant que ça dans le jeu. Il y en a 8.
Ok. On en a 2 à date.
On est correct.
With the mark of Valravan and the mark of Surt, you may cross the bridge over the River of Knives to Helheim.
C'est un autre combat à faire.
Why is she waiting? Open the gate. Open the gate. No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't
Trop
open
tard,
the
j'ai
gate.
déjà pesé dessus pour le faire.
It's so dark. It's dark. The darkness. Only the dead may cross. Only the dead may cross into hell.
Elle aime pas sa peinture.
Ouais, non. Je t'ai pas dit justement, tu sais que c'est vraiment une illusion si elle a pas sa peinture. Ben, comme une affaire du passé, je trouve.
There is no one here but me.
Not you.
Did you think that I would let you go? That you lost me back in the wilds? I will never let you go. You can't get rid of me. I am your shadow. And I will be watching when you draw your last dying gasp.
I'm not ready to die.
You will be when you see what they did to your dear beloved. In this waking nightmare, where all dreams come true, you searched for control, a way to pull through. When you were in love, you left him in tears, to smother your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came, through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? at your home. He's so far away. They've taken his soul. To these gods you cannot pray. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So you must carry his vessel to bring him back home. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart.
Aminon? Toi aussi tu veux crier?
The darkness touched you. Everyone could see it in the hollows of your eyes. A gaze averted from life. You ran from it but brought it nearer. Led it to him. An endless suffering worse than death. And you wanted to surrender. Abandon and to find peace with the gods. No. The darkness won't allow it. So you will walk into the lair of the beast. Look it in the eye, and you will go to war. This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
Moi j'attendais que la cutscene finisse pour dire allô, mais là finalement elle est heureux.
Finish this! You can do this! Go
The
again!
gods made you a warrior for a reason. It's your turn. When there is a new road ahead, the only one that makes sense.
She's ready. Remember your training.
C'était un moment un peu awkward ça.
He's gone!
Just to chill.
Every gate you open into darkness brings another church.
Ow! Rude. Extrêmement rude.
En effet.
It's not over. It's not over. He will die.
The fuck, je l'ai dodgé? Ah ouais, refais ton dash, je le mets sur fond dans le mur encore. Il va pas rester stunné aussi longtemps que la première fois, David.
He's down. Finish. Strike him.
Il va pas vraiment tomber, mais ok. Ça. Non.
Can't do it. It's nearly over. Finish it.
Nice. Ouh. Fait que salut les discriminations si jamais t'es revenu.
On est-tu vraiment morte?
De quoi si on est vraiment mort?
Tantôt, quand quand nous a foncé dedans, on est-tu vraiment morte?
Je pense que oui, mais je comprends pas parce que je l'ai dodgé.
On était à terre puis il est passé à côté de nous autres.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Mais non.
Je suis censée l'enligner d'une certaine façon.
Peut-être pas à partir de où est-ce que t'es.
Yo! Il y a vraiment puis qu'est-ce qu'il fallait que je fasse avec ça? J'ai pas nulle part où aller.
Y a pas d'autres portes?
Non, il y a juste celle que je suis arrivée. Ah. Oh, ok. Je pense que c'est pas là que je suis arrivée. Pas sûr. Non.
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to hell, you may find it guarded by a giantess. She will ask your name. She will ask your lineage. She will ask your business. The Northmen tell of the warrior woman Brynhild, who leapt into fire and rode to hell to join her slain love Sigurd, and is challenged by the giantess.
Ah, désolé, quand t'es arrivé tantôt, on était comme pris dans une cutscene, fait que je l'ai pas parlé par-dessus. On va prendre mes signes. Je pense que je peux l'ouvrir.
Ça sent plus à le bas qu'il y aurait une barre au bord.
Ouais, c'est ça.
The journey to Helheim is never
J'ai défini mon café, fait que tout va super bien.
Each must find their own path. Align yourself to its secrets, and you will find yours.
Come on, il est là. Ah. De quoi là, Are you sure about that? Qu'est-ce que tu as dit déjà?
Que je viens de filer mon café, fait que tout va bien.
Ah, ok.
Oups, désolé.
Elle en a peut-être besoin de plus. Aujourd'hui, ça a l'air de quelque chose.
Road.
Ah, ok, c'était parti d'ici.
Puis toi, aujourd'hui, comment ça va? Sens-tu mieux qu'hier?
Ça a l'air mieux tantôt quand je l'ai vu, mais... Ça veut rien dire nécessairement. On le verrait quasiment là, mais pas exactement. Chose ici, on le voit quasiment là, mais pas exactement. Faut que je le prenne dans un autre sens. Chuchote pas mon nom de même, ok? Ça, c'est pas acceptable, par exemple. Ouais, non, c'est juste une période d'adaptation, d'après moi, que tu vas avoir. On va espérer que ça va être rapide. Là. Et kidnappé en plus, wow.
C'est drôle parce que quand je suis montée pour faire mon café, j'ai vu ton chat sur le divan coucher en petite boule. C'était cute.
Ouais, il est allé se coucher là quand on était en train de prendre, que j'étais en train de prendre mon déjeuner. C'était vraiment cute. Non, mais pourquoi t'arrêtes pas de mettre la caméra dans les airs de même quand je descends les marches?
Hela possesses large dwelling
Bonne
places
question.
in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Ouais, j'ai pas pu le prendre dans mes bras, mais je l'ai fait à côté de moi. Avant qu'il aille se coucher sur ce divan-là. Parce qu'il est lourd un petit peu. Si je l'avais ça à acheter, hein?
Peux-tu retourner en arrière un peu? T'aurais un toit avec une face dessus? Genre, c'est comme des... genre à l'extérieur, là, sur le... angle. C'est pas celui-là, ce serait l'autre, mais...
Ouais, ça qui a pas de tête, hein.
Ouais, ça, je pense que c'est l'autre bord parce que la façon que le toit est placé.
On peut passer par là, pas.
Cool.
Faisait comment la dernière fois que tu as été chez le vétérinaire?
Oh, Senua. Your father does not hate me. He just fears the souls in the underworld. He cannot see that they are already afraid. But I am their healer, and I must answer their cries for help, even if it displeases him.
C'est vrai que ça pourrait, elle pourrait facilement la cosplay, je pense.
On a à peu près la même shape de visage. À peu près. J'ai des petits peu plus de joues qu'elle.
Mais ça, le pire, là, c'est que c'était même pas une actrice là, qu'on payait là, pour faire le personnage. C'est un employé de la compagnie qu'ils ont décidé comme de l'utiliser. Ben, ils ont demandé avant là, si elle pouvait faire les trucs pour comme le trailer, genre. Comme faire le visage. Ben, je me sais plus comment est-ce qu'on appelle ça, tu sais, comme les affaires comme avec les petits points là dessus, là, pour que justement que tu fasses comme un 3D le personnage. Là. Ça a été un peu spécifique, me semble. Ils ont décidé de faire ça juste pour le trailer, puis ils ont tellement aimé qu'elle fitait tellement le personnage qu'ils ont demandé si elle pouvait faire tout le jeu finalement. Puis elle l'a fait. Puis il me semble que c'était une fille en plus qui était comme super gênée d'être devant la caméra, genre.
The gate is opening.
Puis elle est tellement bonne, là, sérieux, là, pour quelqu'un qui est pas actrice, là.
It's coming.
Il y a des bouts de sans l'émotion qu'elle a, là.
It's Hella.
Yes, the source of the dark. It's coming. This is your moment.
I'm sorry. I can't watch this.
What are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it. Get up. Get up. Get up and fight.
Shit. Plus d'épée. Puis on était à la mer.
Splush! était tellement belle, elle.
Mhm.
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through
Je stream
her
un
eyes.
polo.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be? Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken.
Ah, déjà d'avance.
Do it.
Just like your sword.
Dare.
Motion capture?
Why go on
Ah, ouais, c'est ça.
when you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than
Il
you could
pulse.
imagine?
La face sur le bras.
Why go on?
C'est vrai.
Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. Listen to it.
She can't give up.
Dillian. It's
Not like this.
It's not real. It is real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in yourself?
No, it's not. It's a trick. She knows it's it. It's a trick. He's already dead. He can't be here. It's impossible.
Ah, il y a des effets qui peuvent être vus, comme des bugs qui mettent dedans que c'est vraiment voulu.
Please.
Fait qu'on va aller, mettons que le lag est voulu d'abord, comme tu dis.
The light. Go towards the light. It's him. There he is. It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind. No, he's here. It's in your mind. It's real. What's happening? Go towards it.
Puis, je suis pas sûre à 100%, mais il me semble que oui, c'est elle qui parle aussi. Parce que j'ai vu sur YouTube justement des trucs qui parlaient comme du behind the scene, là, puis qui expliquaient justement cette affaire-là, puis c'est cette actrice-là qui en parlait aussi. Ben, cette actrice-là, cette fille-là qui en parlait, entre autres. Puis c'est ça, c'est la voix, ouais, pas mal pareil.
Il y aurait une face dans cette map-là. Ça a l'air d'être sombre.
La place, que la fasse aller.
Ouais. Ça dit second ramp. À la droite.
It's Dillian. He's gone. He's gone. Slow. How could you keep going? How could you keep going? Ignore the pain. I told It was to trick you. I told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing to follow. Come on.
Ah, tu l'as quand même passé la voix.
Ouais. On dirait un genre de caverne, parce qu'il y a des roches des deux côtés.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father's in-bell made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
C'est cool parce que pour le deuxième, c'est elle qui vont utiliser aussi. Hein. Ben, le personnage va être pareil.
Ça aurait été tellement bizarre si ça aurait pas été elle.
Ouais, j'imagine qu'il aurait pu switcher de personnage principal, pas vraiment. Comme que ça arrive souvent dans des séries.
Ouais.
Je pense pas que c'est ça.
Senua, there will be times that you will feel alone and exhausted, like a strange little fish swimming against the tides of the big ocean. But have the faith to let go and let the tide carry you away. Because the whole ocean is your home, and it does not ask you to swim against it.
Genre, les petites voix qu'on entend en background, je pense pas que c'est elle, là, mais comme quand c'est vraiment le personnage qui parle, c'est elle. Hein. Comment ça?
It's already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind.
There he was, the lone figure of a boy.
He's there, under the tree.
Sword play under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The gloom lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
Go, t'es capable.
Oui, bienvenue.
Ben, on est contre des Norsemen, je pense. Fait que c'est pas mal dans
On est en Iceland.
pas mal des vibes de même. Viking et Norse.
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
C'est pas mal des runes nordiques, effectivement. Iceland Guild Norse, ok. Il me semble qu'ils ont dit Norseman des fois dans les conversations. J'ai quand même un moment
Northman?
Ah, Northman d'abord. Je peux pas y faire avec cette affaire.
Bon, juste avec leur code, c'est Norse.
C'est juste que je continue vers là-bas.
Ici, je l'ai bien. Le prochain, ils disent aussi que c'est 9e century Iceland. Fait que si ça suit Senua, c'est probablement le même temps aussi.
Elle est pas mal maganée, disons.
C'est cool. C'est de l'eau d'océan, c'est propre, tu sais. Tu pourrais le mettre tout sur sa blessure sur la face.
Ouais, c'est quand même comme tout désinfecté avec du sel. Là.
Il vient de mettre un bout d'épée chaud
As the she-wolf
dessus.
licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs help. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
J'ai pas vraiment regardé grand chose sur le deuxième parce que je sais pas trop me spoiler. J'ai vu comme un trailer, je pense qu'ils avaient passé comme à. Comment est-ce qu'ils appellent ça maintenant? C'est P3.
Watching from afar, she married him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
En tout cas, cette affaire-là qu'ils ont fait cet été, là. Puis déjà là, j'étais comme. J'ai hâte de le voir.
J'ai peut-être vu la vidéo que tu parles, puis ça a l'air fucking awesome.
Ouais, mais ça, je te l'avais envoyé.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with the sorceress, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother. She gives birth to a son named Sinfjötli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Siggeir. Luck luck is not on their side. They're captured, and Siggeir has them buried alive.
En général, j'essaie de pas trop me hyper pour des jeux, mais trois que je suis comme quand même hyper, je veux pas. Il y a Horizon 2, il y a Senua 2, et Dying Light 2. J'ai vraiment hâte de voir ça va sortir comment.
It's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real. Different. You want to believe it's real.
Je trouve que c'est trop facile de faire détruire les espoirs. Je n'ai pas trop me hyper des jeux.
It's just deception.
How does he so effortlessly caught the world in bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
C'est tombé de super raison. Ok.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one?
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dilly. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
Let her world change the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillion? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Il est trop lourd. Ouais, mais là.
Can you see him? You want to believe this is real. Is he there? You're alone in these mountains.
Elle cherche un peu en regardant la musique des autres, mais pas non. Hein.
You won't survive.
En effet.
She met him by the tree. She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign, the tree. What's he trying to tell you? He's waiting for you by the tree.
Ça ressemble à une affaire de lune, peut-être? À fond?
C'est pas un truc plus tard, ça?
Un truc plus tard.
genre que tu actives que peut-être quelque chose, puis après ça, il faut que tu cherches des affaires.
Donc, je trouvais que ça ressemblait à des affaires comme les runes qu'on regarde depuis le début, mais...
Ouais, mais il me semble qu'on a besoin de faire pour autre chose.
Il fait ça aussi.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out, so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.
Les Shin Megami que tu collectionnes, que tu dis? T'as vu ça?
Eliane, il doit tellement avoir mal au cœur à force de bouncer tout le long.
Ouais, hein? Ouais, Mimir, c'est jamais plein de ça.
C'est vrai. C'est vrai. Good point.
He was a fierce and great warrior who fought many battles. But one day, an old man came onto the battlefield. Although shadowed by a hood, Sigmund saw that he only had one eye. The man raised his spear, and Sigmund struck at it with his sword, but the sword shattered into pieces. Sigmund then knew that this was Odin, and thus that victory could not be his. He bowed his head and accepted his end. Dying, he tells his wife that she is with child, and that her son will one day make a great weapon out of the fragments of his sword. The sword named Gram.
Toi, collectionner les Shin Megami puis les personnages.
Je sais pas pourquoi tu dis ça. Oups.
Take it.
Its name is Gram. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gram by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands, where you will face the trials.
Go to the shard. Go to the shard. What's the shard? Find it. It's the metal monster. Where is it? Find it.
Mais je sais plus des pays, j'espère que c'est pas des trials qu'il faut se battre, parce que je mange tout.
Get closer.
Peut-être.
A king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn, and it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Where is she? It feels wrong.
Where are we now? Burial mound. So strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable. It's as if we conspire to hide death, because we have no answer for it. But when it comes, and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
Dead in the air. You can feel the dead. Turn back.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Herver, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She is a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword Tyrving.
Ça fait encore plus qu'on y fait penser à elle si on s'en va chercher ce sword-là.
En effet.
Je suis étrangement d'avoir une whiff de bouffe.
Ok, weird. Ah, ok. Finalement, laisse weird. On est rendu deux à la voir.
Mais sa pause était vers 3h30, je pense. 3h, 3h30, non? À moins qu'elle ait plus tôt, finalement.
Don't go in there. Go in. You're told to go in. Take the torch. It's too dark. Take it. This will help you. Careful. You have to be able to see.
Toi aussi, ok.
Dillian, I'm here.
On va y...
I'm here for the trials. Like when we first met, remember?
On va y la décrémation en reconnaissance.
Ouais, ouais. Fait qu'il y a une face dans ce tutorial.
I'll find him.
Je peux tuer les ennemis. Nice. Ça aussi ou...
What's that? Did you hear that? Nothing. Was that voices? Is that his voice or the voice of the dead? Not Dillian. Dillian's calling to you. Can you hear him? Where is he? He sounds like he's getting further away. Have you lost him? You're going the wrong.
Je cherche les collectibles, là, les voix,
Herver
là.
disguises
Shit.
herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist. The flames I passed through were real enough. Damn the Northmen to hell.
It's not safe here. She has to keep going. If you go down there, no one can save you. It's too scary.
I can hear him.
Je peux confiance à la plaque à terre.
Within the burial mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead in their grave mounds to bear valuable weapons. Her father answers with words of warning. You go to your doom. Baleful runes surround you. You have gone mad. You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead. Like I said, she reminds me of you.
Confirmé popcorn. Je n'irai pas dans l'autre chemin. Il disait que les voix ils étaient plus fortes.
Find another way. It's not working. You have to use your mind. Where can you go? You're failing. Find another way. Think. Focus.
Ok, on vient juste de tourner en rond, quoi.
Look, slip through your fingers.
Non, ok.
Think clearly. You have to find another way.
Within the burial mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead in their grave mounds to bear valuable weapons. Her father answers with words of warning. You go to your doom. Baleful runes surround you. You have gone mad. You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead.
T'en retournes au début, là?
Ouais, parce qu'il y avait un autre chemin.
Oh. Ah, ok.
Finally, found him.
What's wrong? What happened? Can you hear me? Just wait there. I'll find you.
C'était juste pour ça. Je me genre on pourrait play là-dessus pour voir si c'est dangereux.
Find him, get him back. Just there. How could you lose him? How could you? Find him.
Je trouve ça quand même drôle, en guillemets, parce que il y en a des fois que c'est des voix que c'est comme quelque chose que tout le monde va avoir aussi, genre comme la voix de d'autres, genre comme de... genre...
Tu devrais pas faire ça, c'est pas une bonne idée.
Ouais, c'est ça, puis comme les affaires justement qui travaillent, pis des trucs comme ça, c'est comme il y a beaucoup de gens qui vont avoir ça eux aussi dans leur tête, là.
C'est vrai.
Comme voix. Comment tu peux pas le faire, fais-le pas, des choses comme ça, genre.
On a toutes nos voix négatives et positives.
Mm.
Marco!
Quasiment ça qu'il faudrait faire avec, moi.
You don't recognize it. Don't doubt yourself. You'll never find it. She doesn't recognize it. Yes, you do. You know. She doesn't. Listen for his voice. Listen, Dillian. Where are you? It's not him. It's not him. We told you. We told you it was a trick.
On se rapproche de la voix, fait que c'est quasiment pour vrai comme le Marco Polo.
C'est vrai.
Mais moi, je vais essayer de trouver le face, fait que je m'en vais de l'autre bord du son.
What's happening? It's not him, it can't be.
What's that sound? The voice is changing.
What? That's not Dillian.
That doesn't sound like Dillian.
It sounds like something dangerous.
Something is here. Something is remembering.
Herva ignores her father's warnings. The grave mound opens, and it seems to be full of fire. Again, Herva demands her inheritance, but her father warns her that the sword is cursed and would be the bane of her family. But he relents and brings her the sword. She leaves the island with it, but the curse holds true, and death would follow in the years to come. And so, Senua, the misdeeds of a father have cursed his daughter.
What's in there? What's in there? What is it? A secret room. Yes. How do you get in there? How does she get in there? There's no way in. Find a way. There has to be a way. Find a way. There's always a way. Don't stop now. Don't give up now. Find a way. You're too close to stop. What's in there?
Je pense pas que c'est à partir d'ici que je peux y aller. Faut que je revienne là. J'ai pas vu de visage à date. Je sais pas si j'ai juste des blindes.
Je pense pas. Je pense que t'es correct pour l'instant.
He wants me to find him. I'm lost without him.
On est à la secret room qui disait. Je pense.
That voice. It's not Dillian.
Ça dit, si tu vois des lasers rouges, va-t'en pas là.
Pour la voix? Pour la face, plutôt?
Ouais, genre passe devant puis continue.
Ok.
C'est une illusion. Regarde encore la chaise. C'est comme avec les racines. Light the torch here. T'aurais une torche à allumer.
Ah, bah ouais, je suis. Ah, ok. Avec l'ombre de la torche. Quelle la torche fait?
If only we could see life through each other's eyes, there would be no hatred. We only hate what we fear. We only fear what we cannot see. Your father. And I will keep on trying, but his gods will not let him avert his gaze. But if he could, he would know not to turn his anger on us.
Dillian wants me to face my fears.
Rouge, c'est jamais mon signe. Red is scary, comme dirait John.
En effet.
Father? I'm leaving. I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
It's the darkness. It's speaking through
No,
you.
Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it. In my own way.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy.
The chief said so.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal?
Yes.
No boy is going to save you. No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No!
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
No.
You will not defy the gods. Come, child, take my hand. Come. Senua.
I am leaving!
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!
Les dieux peuvent seulement te réparer à travers mes mains. Yoke.
Ouais.
It's done. You did it, but there's more. There's more. I'm tired. I have to keep going. There's still more. There's always more to do. It's not going to be easy. You'll get it. Can you do another one? It's too much. Have you got the energy? She hasn't got the energy. No. Much to do.
Oh, les oreilles.
En effet.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older, and where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
C'est weird, ces loading screen là.
Where are we? I don't
C'est pas
like
plaisant à
C'est
l'œil.
un petit peu weird.
this place feels. It does.
What is this place?
Feels. It's creepy.
C'est creepy, ouais. Comme
It feels wrong. It
tous
feels
les arbres morts.
Mhm.
Where is it? Where are we? Turn back. This is wrong. This has to be wrong.
There he is.
Dilius,
The light.
go towards it.
He's in the house.
Find
He's
him.
going in.
He's disappearing.
Follow him.
Don't let him disappear.
Where's it gone?
Keep going.
How do you find it? It's just a trial.
It's just another test.
You just
Il y en
have
a
to
une face
succeed,
ici
And
là-dedans.
then you will find him. Then you will succeed.
He's so close.
Just one little test.
It's a liquid.
to do.
Liquid.
Almost reach it.
Liquid.
like the old warrior trials. Dillian will help me.
Yo, kilo.
It's just swamp.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. For the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like them.
T'imagines-tu, genre, comme sentir tellement fort la moisissure, la rot, whatever, que tu la goûtes quasiment, genre?
Ew.
Look through the arch. Is it a gate? It's an illusion. It's magic.
Et je sais pas c'est quoi tous les X rouges.
Ben, s'il y a une plague,
Ah, peut-être ouais, c'est comme les maisons qui étaient comme affectées par la plague, genre.
ouais.
It's foul.
You way, hein?
Check en. C'était-tu l'ombre de la face qui va dans l'eau?
Où ça?
Ou est-ce qu'il y a de la lumière? T'es dedans, genre. Si tu recules un peu, vers le quai, genre. C'est comme l'ombre étendue. Je sais pas si ça pourrait être de voir qu'il faudrait que tu sois en haut.
On va probablement le voir d'en haut. Non, c'est ça, c'est moi aussi, j'aurais pas trop aimé.
It's broken. Fix it. You have to fix it. Now you have to find him. Quick, get to the house. Get to the house and finish this trial.
It doesn't finish until you get to the house.
Before he disappears, Senua.
You have to get in.
J'aurais pas trop été dans l'eau, disons. Censé de changer. Ok, on va une partie ici.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farmhands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
That's it.
You did it. She did.
It's not done yet. Just a small piece of the puzzle.
Ça va pas être possible. Ok, c'est que l'on fait réapparaître les marches.
The tower, the ladder. Quick. What now? You can see it. A line to the truth. The bridge.
She did it.
Did it.
You fixed the bridge. She fixed it.
You passed the trial. Get to the house.
Done. You succeeded.
c'est ça? Ok, ça fait pas partie. On la voit quasiment, je pense. Je pense pas qu'on va pouvoir aller plus haut que ça. Hein?
C'est peut-être. Elle a l'air d'être dans l'eau.
La personne est dans l'eau quand elle regarde?
Ouais. Moi qu'il faut que tu utilises la porte pour faire quelque chose, mais.
Ben, la porte, c'est juste ça me permettait d'aller voir là.
Ah, ok. Parce qu'on dirait qu'il est comme. En dessous du quai quasiment? Ou genre à droite du poteau droit du quai? C'est pas celle-là que. Ok.
Ah! On regardait pas à bonne place. On regardait avec la lumière, mais c'est pas avec la lumière.
Ben, moi je voyais les shadows depuis tantôt, là, mais.
Tu m'as parlé de la lumière. Moi, je regardais la lumière à
cry.
cause de ça, je regardais pas le reste.
The world needs people like us. Because we reveal the secrets that they are blind to. Sometimes when we dream of a coming storm, they may think we've brought the storm with us. What they say about me is not true. They are just scared. We must forgive them. We must forgive them.
On voit de plus en plus de détails, hein, c'est notre mère.
C'est vrai.
Au début, c'était juste comme une face avec rien. Là, maintenant, elle a le bijou sur le front, elle a du maquillage. Elle va l'air d'avoir quelque chose sur la tête, là.
C'est vrai. Un genre de couronne. Mais pas vraiment de couronne.
Come to me. Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there? Come out if you are.
Where is he? Find him. You have to find him. The runes. Focus.
The runes.
There was a Northman called Gretty. Big, red-haired, immensely strong. But he was afraid of the dark. It happened one night that an undead creature came to his house to drag him outside into darkness and kill him. He resisted with every ounce of his strength. He clung to the doorframe, but it gave way, and they spilled out of the house, and the monster fell back, and the moon shone down on its ghastly face. Grettir, terrified, cuts off its head, but is cursed forever. From that moment on, wherever he was, he would see those hideous eyes staring back at him. Sometimes we allow our own fear to haunt us to our grave.
What's that sound?
Dillian! They're coming for me!
I'm dying. It's too much. Someone's calling you. Someone's calling you.
It's Dillian. Go to him. Go to him. He's trying to say. There it is. It's close. It's close.
Fait que là, faut que je trouve les runes en essayant de monter de lui.
This is what death feels like.
quoi vous pensez que je faisais? Je focusais?
Where are they, Senua?
Focus plus apparemment.
Don't let it see. Don't get lost. Don't let it see. You'll start to. Where are you? This is taking too long. Can you hear him? You're lost. 2 more rooms. You have to find them. Where are you? You're lost. The light. Go towards it. Find us. Focus. You have to find one more. One more. Senua. Don't get lost. Find the other symbol. They're lost. Look at you. Where is he? You've got them. You have them. Where's the door? Find a way out. Find it. Get out. Run. 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 Look at you. Don't let it see you. It's coming. Move away.
Ow, 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 ow! No! Je crois qu'il y avait comme tous des petits... Qu'est-ce qu'on dit ça? Des petits cul-de-sac dans ce coin-ci.
C'était rôle de sa part.
Là, faut que je retrouve les runes ou... Ouais.
It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away. You'll die. Felix, you'll die. Run! It's not safe here. Run!
Je sais pas si ça a marché.
Je pense que ouais.
Where's your sword? Defend yourself.
Where's your sword? Vous savez que je l'ai perdu.
Ils sont stressés eux autres aussi, ok?
Safe. I feel unsafe. Where is it? You're dying. You're lost. You're dying. This is what death feels like.
Fermer une porte de bois contre une affaire de flamme.
Pourquoi pas?
Senua! Senua! What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
What if this is pointless? What if you're wrong? What if this is nothing to do with the sword? What if we're wrong? The sword will never be What if this is the end? It's just a trick. It's just a pointless test. You've been fooled before, you could be fooled again. You're being tested. You don't know. It's just their never know which way it's going to go.
Vous êtes rude.
En effet.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin, he was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Arthur, on va rencontrer dans God of War, tu Ils vont pas vraiment avec cette description-là, vraiment.
En fait, c'était probablement un assaut de God of War.
C'est ça.
Un assaut traumatisé, puis un assaut pareil.
What is it? What does it see? Get closer. You want to see what the mask sees? No, she doesn't. Focus. Focus. Focus on the mask. Where are we? What is this? It's the same. It's another world. It's lighter. It's nicer. I like it here.
C'est comme avant que ça soit détruit, genre.
It's fixed.
On dirait, ouais.
The bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
Je pense que ça doit s'ouvrir de l'autre bord, mais on va essayer quand même. Oh, ok, c'est un dessin.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Dillian is there. You can feel it. You need the runes to fight Dillian. You need Dillian. He's waiting for you. He always said he would wait.
Avec un lock dessus de même.
Open the gate. It's locked. Try harder. She can't. The gate. She can't.
C'est weird.
She will. She'll find a way. She always finds a way.
On va aller baisser le pont là. Puis j'imagine qu'on va comme regarder le masque à nouveau. Fait qu'on va pouvoir passer dans la place là. Le détruire.
Ça dit après le deuxième masque que tu pourrais trouver le visage après?
The gate is open. Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate? Where will it take you? It's unsafe.
Peut-être s'ouvrir la porte là aussi.
Curse. The darkness is swallowing you both.
Ok, on dirait que c'est pas ce deuxième masque-là. Oh, C'est cette place-là, mais l'autre température.
Just like it strangled him.
Quand c'est préparé.
Je pense que oui.
Dillian, there he is. What are you waiting for? Quick, find a way. Find him. Go. She thought she could hear. Dillian, don't lose him. Where is he? Where's he gone? We're in the wrong world. He's not here. She's in the wrong world. But him whispering it in his world. He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world. The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making.
What does it feel like?
Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
Where's the
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Baldur, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Baldur's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Baldur's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Dillian saved you. Dillian cared for her like no one else has. Dillian's the only reason she's still alive. Why isn't he here? You can't go up there. You can't go up there. Not in this world. No. Not in this world. You can't. Do you remember the way he stroked your hair? Do you remember the way he felt?
C'est pas une porte que tu pouvais ouvrir? Avec une barre? C'est dans le fond du bâtiment?
Ah, elle là?
Ouais.
Je sais pas si. Bon point.
Dillian saved her. You owe your life to Dillian. You owe everything to him.
Yep.
We spend our lives searching for the meaning in life, and we ask the gods for guidance. But the truth to life is revealed when we can face death without fear. How can the gods understand us if they refuse to die themselves?
Dillian believed in you.
Je pensais que tu parlais de cette porte-là, puis j'étais comme, ah, mais cette porte-là, fallait que j'aille la rune pour l'ouvrir.
Ok.
On va retourner au masque. Remettre dans le monde réel, en guillemets.
Dans le guide, ils disent que c'est le monde genre jour et nuit.
Ah.
Puis
Ouais.
il est 59.
Jour, nuit, puis tempête, soleil.
En effet. It's raining men.
Wow.
You squashed it, strangled it, flattened it. The curse cannot bear it. There he is. Where are you taking us? He's up there. How do you
C'est le même truc que je regardais déjà.
There is a way up there. Find the way. She can do it.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain.
You are guilty. Was it worth it?
Je me souvenais pas qu'il y avait comme l'histoire de la mythologie et tout ces Norse gods.
Things that are
Moi non
most
plus, c'est
precious
cool.
to you. Dillian didn't deserve this.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
You killed him with your love because he believed in you.
Tu l'as tué avec ton amour parce qu'il avait confiance en toi.
The fuck?
C'est qu'une des voix dit.
Ouais, non, ça je sais, mais the fuck.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You're cursed.
On commence à être pas mal rude, je trouve. OK?
On commençait à s'entendre mieux, là.
Je vais aller prendre mes symboles sur la porte.
She knew best. She thought she had light within her when she has room. She is pure darkness.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could.
Doesn't know.
Patterns,
But we do.
shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zindel and her past, and Dillian, her future.
You are guilty.
Two realities tearing at her soul.
Do you remember how he made you feel?
What if they're all cared wasting in a way that nobody else did?
Minute by minute by minute. What does she think she's doing? You're special. She thinks she
They mean nothing.
is lovely, special.
It's a waste of time.
Could all be a waste of her time.
The gods are just
Playing,
What if the gods are laughing at her?
messing with her.
It wouldn't be
mind.
this.
Look what's time.
Fait que c'est dans le monde de lumière, parce que quand je suis pas dans le monde de lumière, ça me le montre plus les ailes.
He's the reason she keeps
Ah,
fighting.
je suis là. Pas que non, il est dans le sens contraire, je Je réussis à aller de l'autre bord.
Do you remember him whispering in your ear?
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they found in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
Comme on voulait. Fait que c'est probablement pour pouvoir aller dans cette porte-là pour faire baisser le pont.
Il y a des fortes chances. La plupart des portes avec des grillages, tu peux pas l'ouvrir durant la journée, c'est une grande nuit.
Ouais.
Love feels like.
Nobody will love her now.
Can you remember what love feels like?
Look what happens to the things she loves. She destroys them.
C'est comme toutes les doubts en plus là, qui sont là
Ouais.
cette année.
Wasting your time. You have no time for this. Speed up. These rooms mean nothing. It's all part of their
These rooms mean nothing. Excuse-moi, je peux juste ouvrir la porte avec ça.
They've set you up. They're going to watch you. What if these trials mean nothing? Laughing at you. What if they take you no closer to Dillian? About Dillian, you're letting this get in the way.
If they are just to tire you out, to make you weak. Do you remember meeting him beneath the tree? What if this is pointless?
What are you doing? Why did you think you could make this work?
You keep seeing runes. You see runes everywhere.
Avais-tu pogné le truc de.
What if they don't actually
Druid?
make sense? The gods were lying.
Le
Là où
truc
est-ce que
de
t'as
Drew.
pogné le Z?
It makes sense, but really the gods are playing with you.
It makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense.
Worlds. The gods are made, but it doesn't mean anything.
You can't read this language.
Il est à gauche.
You're wasting time. You're cursed.
Ok, là, il est à ta droite, au bout. Quand tu regardes le Z.
À ma droite?
Ok.
C'est
Sur
pas.
le balcon, là, à ta droite, droite. À l'extérieur.
Ah, ça? Je sais pas si je l'ai regardé.
Does it feel warm? Do you feel safe?
Je pense que non.
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Baldur's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails to tie him down, and turned these bonds to iron, and dangled a poisonous serpent over his face, so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say that is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
He saved you. He saved you. Loves you. You owe him. His love keeps you strong.
C'est un reminder à Loki, ça, qu'ils disent. Parce que si c'est à Loki, c'est ridicule, parce que c'est eux qui n'ont pas accepté la mort de Baldur qui torturent Loki à cause de ça.
Ouais. Ouais, il se vengeait.
Ouais, c'est ça.
You couldn't see the darkness within you.
Il faut voir, tu penses que non, ça marche pas parce que ça va réparer, je pense.
Dillian!
Faut vraiment que je passe sur ce poteau-là, moi, là.
Apparemment.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld, and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Zinbal.
You can do it.
I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms, learned to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Very careful. You've come this far, don't let him slip away. It's a narrow bridge, and there's a long way to fall.
Ouais, c'est dur, hein, de se faire dire qu'on n'est pas parfait. Je peux le faire réaliser.
It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone. You've lost him to the... He's gone to the water. He's drowned.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight?
Okay.
Would you give up the beautiful world?
What the fuck?
You, only you can see just to be rid of your nightmares. Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
I lived for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one memory. Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. You think they want your body, they want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now. Nothing is yours anymore. It's disappearing with your memories.
The Northmen say that their
Méchant,
all-father,
méchant.
Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom. In blindness there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see.
Peut-être vraiment pas en chuchotant de même. Écoutez-moi.
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
No. Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts.
Bien, ben ça vient de sauver là. Puis on dépasse déjà le temps.
Un petit peu.
On va arrêter, malheureusement. De fin, ouais. Oups. Fait que ça va être tout pour Hellblade pour aujourd'hui. On va continuer ça demain en après-midi. Et vraiment en soirée qu'on va faire du Stalker.
Alright.
Le vendredi aussi.
Oui.
Ouais. On va voir comment est-ce qu'on se sent là. Mais... Fait que merci aux personnes qui sont venues.
Thank you for coming.
Et à la prochaine.
See you next time.